What's up, hybrids? Welcome back to another episode of the Phantom Hybrid Podcast. This is Hanako, and I'm here with Casey, and we are discussing season 2, episode 5 of The Walking Dead Dead City. And I know Casey knows where I want to start in this episode, even though it takes place all the way at the end. But
Narvaez kick is dead.
she is dead, dead, dead.
Dead.
Did. I was like, oh, yes. I was so excited when I saw that. And I was like, I'm going to bring that up at the very top of the episode. And I was like, no, I can't do that because I got to talk about how she died. But I just want to
How
say,
do you feel about it?
ding dong, the bitch is dead. And the way that it happened, just karma, chef's kiss, however you want to put it, wonderful, lovely, enjoyed it. 5 stars. Just
Not a 5-star death.
I'm just saying, I have been talking since the beginning of this season about how I wanted that chick to die. And she finally got it in this episode. And it was so glorious. It was so good. But so much bullshit happened before she got to it. So I guess we're going to have to put that on hold for now. We need to start from the beginning and talk about some other stuff. So we'll get to it. But just so y'all understand, just from the top of this episode, I'm really happy that bitch is dead. I'm really, really happy. Really, really happy. Anyway, so let's start out with the Croat and his folks, because how many times do we have to say, y'all need to do better by security? Why is your dude out here smoking a cigarette with the door open? I had to look at it 3 times and I had to look at the shadow like, is he sitting there with the door propped open? Why are you sitting there with the door propped open when you have valuable shit inside?
And
Like
why
you
is it
had
only
that.
one person?
Well,
Like up
according
there.
to the
Like
Croat,
take somebody with you.
he was one of the technicians. So I guess he just stepped out for a smoke break. But still, why are you going outside and the door is open?
And ain't
And
nobody looking out. Ain't nobody like y'all need 2-step verification. We need 2-step verification just to get in our email.
right.
Why is there not where your backup? Be like, hey, I'm about to go smoke a cigarette. Watch this. Make
And
sure
not only that, in the city and in the way that things are right now, you know that you have kind of sort of um you have a kind of sort of alliance with Bruegel, but you know that the other group is unaccounted for right now. You're outside smoking a cigarette, you see a walker walk past, and you just looking at him like, okay, no big deal. But you hear something in the background. Excuse me, sir, you live in a zombie apocalypse. That is your cue to go back inside and shut the door. I don't care. I don't care if you think it's just a rat. I mean, you're in New York. I don't care if you think it's just a rat. You are in a zombie apocalypse and you are guarding some highly valuable shit. Or maybe not even guarding if you're a technician. But still, you know that there's something behind you that people are trying to get. Why are you standing outside with the door open? And why are you even smoking near all of that? Like, I have so many questions.
because it's not real gas. So the fumes is like not flammable. I mean, they still flammable, but that's why he outside the door. Now, had he been inside the door,
I get it.
that fresh air barrier caused him not to explode. Yeah,
Fresh air in
I mean,
Manhattan
I
20
mean,
years into a zombie apocalypse. I don't think fresh air exists at this point.
the fresher than inside air. It's fresher than inside.
Okay, I got it. But
Mhm.
again, with the security, what is going on? Anyway,
We had this discussion with Hilltop.
uh, I think we've had, well, yeah, yeah, just,
Just in general, they are like so
and the bricks too. The bricks was kind of lax on security as well.
like y'all are not taking
Y'all
the
have gotten too
press
comfortable.
as right.
They've
Correct.
gotten too comfortable. Just
Correct.
like, look, we're gonna keep talking about Daryl walking into that warehouse
Oh
without
my
checking to
God.
see if anybody's. Y'all have gotten too comfortable.
Way too.
So, but yeah. Anyway, the guard dies, and some men who come in. they go in and they cut some of the wires so all the lights on 6th Avenue goes out. And at first, you know, the way that they kind of show it throughout the episode, it's supposed to be like Christos's men because the Croat ends up finding a knife that belongs to Christos. And I'm like, that's Bruegel's men, especially when we see Bruegel's men show up in the park at the end of the episode and just kind of the weapons that they're used. I said, oh no, that was Bruegel's man. He was manipulating the situation. He was eliminating one of his. Yeah, I think that's what it was. I think Bruegel's men, they probably got the knife from Christos during one of the Walker fights. They probably won it off him because remember what Christos says and later on in the episode. He said the games got bigger and we started losing everything. He said we lost our weapons, we lost our food, we lost our home. That's probably where that knife came from. And Bruegel was like, okay, let me eliminate the other competition so that I am the only person the Dama can rely on and I have more bargaining power. I think that's what happened. Because when the Croat comes into Christos's headquarters later on and he starts accusing him and Christos is like, I don't know what you're talking about. In a way, he did kind of look guilty because he it was like he wasn't adamant enough about he don't know what you're talking about. But at the same time, I think he was looking at it like he was probably trying to figure out how this is going to play out because you have Negan in here talking to him. And then Negan is like, oh, I see what you're doing. I see you're trying to protect people. I'm trying to help you out, blah, 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 blah. And then just at the part where Christos seems like he's about to agree to fight in this war, this is when the Croat comes in. So Christos is probably looking at them like, okay, let's see how this plays out. He's probably thinking that was a setup.
Because when he said, okay, because he sure was like, okay, when Croat came in and was like accusing him, he was like,
okay. He was like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I really
he probably thought it was part of trying to, I have something against you, so be on our team.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah.
But okay. Or he could have been looking at them like good cop, bad cop. You know, like okay, this is the one that comes in to butter me up, and then this is one who's going to come in and seal the deal. But I think also too, going back and rewatching the episode, I also feel like Christos didn't react the way he wanted to react because he had people he was trying to protect.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And if he would have popped off, then who knows? It could have been shooting, whatever. You got women and children in the back room, back here, including your own children.
Yeah.
So I really think that he was just kind of trying to play it off like, okay, I'm going to do whatever they want me to do so I can protect the people behind me.
Because you at my house now. In my home, basically.
Right. And I don't have anywhere else to go.
Sense. Okay.
Because I was really...
Because Bruegel is like conniving. Very conniving.
Yes.
And very... Yeah.
And not only
at the end of the day, even though he agreed to be with the Dama and Negan, we know because he cheated that he a liar. So if he can do something that's gonna give him the upper hand, because at the end of the day, whether he say no conditions or not, he has conditions and he wants that methane.
Right.
So okay, that I like that. Because I honestly didn't even look at it like that. I looked at it as it was him, and he's like, okay, I did it, and...
See, I thought about that the first time I watched the episode. I've seen this episode 3 times now. And something about that whole thing just didn't sit right with me, because if Christos is really trying to take care of his people, if he's trying to avoid war altogether, like he told Negan, he was like, you guys, y'all trying to go to war. I'm not trying to do that. I'm just trying to make sure that we're safe. We have what we need. One, why would you purposefully go into the Croats' place and do that? And then 2, is he really stupid enough to leave his knife behind? And those 2 things just didn't sit with me. They didn't sit well with me. I was like, this is a setup. And then just thinking about the last episode, what was the last thing that Bruegel said after he killed Tony? He said, I still have a few cards to play. So I think he's manipulating all of this stuff to try to put himself on the high tier with the Dama, because I think that maybe his plan is still to try to take it over. Because again, we've been talking about this for weeks. Like, who is the Dama? What is the Dama? Why is she so powerful? Why is she the one that's in charge? Because even in this episode, she comes off as haughty and mean and nasty, but when the Croat pushes back, she looks scared as fuck. So I was like, yeah, this is an act for her. Like she's as long as she is putting herself out there like this and nobody is challenging her, she can remain at the top. She can remain in charge. But the minute somebody starts pushing back, because the Croat at one point, I really thought, I was like, okay, he about to hit her, because some of the stuff she was saying out of her mouth, I was like, so unnecessary, so uncalled for. Because he's right. He was like, you saved me, I saved you. I'm the one that's doing all of this. I'm the one that gave you your empire. He said, you're an empress with no clothes. Girl, I fell out when he said that.
And you had nerve to be talking about his suits. He know he looked nice. He got all dolled up.
You look like a bellhop. At least he don't look like a fucking walker. He's nice. He's clean. He doesn't have holes. Like, he was looking spiffy. And the fact was, he was trying to do that to impress her.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And then you cut him down like that, girl. You will not deject this man.
And Negan is playing right into it. He's like,
absolutely. She loved that rap more than she loved you. What?
I mean, it did kind of look that way. Because when the episode came on her with the rat and she was prodding him along in this maze, the way Negan was looking at her was like, what is wrong with her? And then just her behavior. When he said that she treats the rat better than you, at least, she cheers him on for getting the little thing in the maze, and she gives him snacks and whatever. I was like, oh, this is how Negan is about to fuck them two up. He's about to sow those seeds of distrust between them.
Right quick.
But you know what? It's the Dama's fault. It really is her fault. Because she comes in and again, I know she's supposed to be good at reading people. She ain't reading the room now. Because you don't see that Negan, like even at the point where you mention his family. And when you're talking about the things you're doing, Negan was like, okay, so this is it though, right? He was like, we do this, I get my family, and that's it. She said that was the agreement, was being the operative word. He said, no, agreement being the operative word. I was like, oh, she about to get it. Sooner or later, she's about to get it, because Negan is getting to the point where she working on that last nerve.
Yep. You're going to quit playing in his face, is what you're going to do. He's trying to bide his time to make sure his family get there safe. But once they get there, once they get there, because we don't know that she's telling the truth or not. She could just be saying this in hopes of
continuing to manipulate him.
I'm dangling this thing in your face, and if you don't do what I want you to do, then all you got to say is, I got your family. She could not have his family. She could actually not have.
But you know what? At this point, she better mentioned them so many times. I want her to have them. I want to see them. Because other than that, because here's the thing, if she talks all this smack about his family, and then at the end of all this, let's say, well, before what happened in this episode to Christos and his people, let's say she would have gotten Bruegel on her side, she would have gotten Christos on her side. They agreed to fight. New Babylon comes, they fight to the end, and then after that, she says, oh, well, by the way, you don't think Lucille is not even going to let her finish that sentence?
Amen.
So for her sake, I hope she does have his family, even though I don't want Annie and Joshua to be in danger, because granted, we haven't had a chance to bond with them or whatever, but still, Negan, for better or for worse, he is now one of our people. Especially if you're looking at the characters on this show.
Mm-hmm.
Even if he goes back to being the old Negan, I'm gonna be on his side because y'all drove him back to that. Even though he's told y'all time and time again he does not want to do that. So if y'all drive him back to that, then okay, you did it. What's done
Get
is
what
done.
you asked for.
It is what it is. And I'm gonna be sitting there cheering him on like kill every last one of them, because they made you come out your comfort zone. They made you someone that you don't want to be.
All for their gain.
Right.
Because what are you really getting out of it? Other than your family. And then say his family do show up. Do you think he want to stay there with his family? Because he's essentially a prisoner. So now you're gonna make his wife and his kid who want to live like that?
No.
At least when he had sanctuary, even though he ain't have no wife or nothing, but he was able to roam and free. Be free and go do whatever he needed to do. He's not gonna take chances like that once his family gets there.
No.
He's not going to do those things anymore. So what's the point?
And even if he would,
because at that point, and so his family arrives. Now, in order to get him to do what you want, you're gonna have to threaten his family every time, and that's gonna get real quick, and he's gonna kill you.
Especially because you're threatening not only his wife, you threatening the child, and then you got Annie, who was leading a whole nother group and surviving.
And you already know he don't play about women and children.
He don't. That's the whole reason why his whole attitude changed when he saw what Kristoff was doing.
So you cannot dangle his family in front of him.
Nope.
To try to use them to make him do what you want him to do. Right. That's probably the worst thing you could use.
At that point, you really gonna have to kill them, and if you kill them,
oh God,
I feel like I don't even know if he I think he will retaliate, but I think at that point Negan will be done. He'll be like, okay, just kill me. I'm dead. I don't care if it gets to that point.
He either gonna be like, kill me, or he's gonna be extreme Negan, worse than he was before. All that charisma gone. Now I'm just taking everybody out. I refuse to have any other threats towards anything in my life. So if you even talk about threatening me, you gotta die. Don't play with a man's family, especially this man. Especially knowing how he felt when he lost Lucille. And now he had a second chance at another family, and you threatening that?
Especially when he left that family to keep them safe.
And you gonna find them and baby.
Right. And then what was it that she said to him? She said something to him about expectations exceed what the actuality is. Like, yeah, I expected so much more from you, and you just aren't what I expect. Do you really want him to be this? You really want him to be this man? What?
Leave that man alone.
Like, I don't think you really understand. Like, yeah, I know you've heard the stories. I know Hershel may have told you what little he knows, but really, Hershel is giving you accounts from other people. He's not giving you his firsthand experience, because his firsthand experience with Negan is nothing like anybody else's. Negan has saved his life. He's always shown grace towards Hershel. He's always shown kind of a deference and a little bit of a respect and a lot of guilt. So you're not going to get the same Negan that Hershel sees. No matter what Hershel told you, you're not going to get that version of Negan
at all.
Not even what I would say, but maybe not even what the Croat tells him, because the Croat kind of had him like on a platform, on a pedestal.
Yeah, but even with Hershel's version of Negan, all he knows is what Maggie told him. His firsthand experience with Negan is him saving your damn life. So even if you tried to go based on Hershel,
or 3 times, no.
Now 3 times with that part in the park. The third one in the park, the third.
Oh yeah, it is 3 times now. Yes.
So even with that, all your interaction, physical Other than seeing him in Alexandria and your mom telling you pay him no mind, all your physical interaction has been this man saving your life.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, he did this bad thing and he killed your dad, which is what your mom is harping on. But he continually showing you that he give a fuck about you. However, that yes, that should leave you torn because I should feel a way about you because of
Right.
what you did, but you keep saving me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I wouldn't even really rely on Hershel's account of Negan.
Mm-mm. But I mean, I just feel like if that's what she wants to do and she wants to keep antagonizing, she wants to keep poking that bear, let her do it. Because you see what it gets her in the
Not
end.
safe. It's not safe.
It really isn't. But you see what happens to her in the end.
We
But
do.
okay, let's move on. Let's go talk about this. Let's talk about this meeting in a little more detail because Negan does go to Christos. Is it Christos? Christos, I think. Um, to try to convince him to join the Dama, and he comes in there with the methane tanks. The Dama has explicitly told the Croat, "No, you can't go over there. You got to fix your mess because again, lack of security, lack of security at the beginning of the episode. They come in, they cut your lights. So now you have to explain like why were your people not securing this? Why were they
Why
able
is
to
the
get
whole
in?"
dark street?
Right, because here's the thing, if they can fool you that much to get in and do that, they can find ways to come into the main. Like the Croat was like, oh, that was just one substation. Okay, but if they can get into one, they
That's
can
all it
figure out
takes.
ways to get into the other one. They're right now they're testing to see how vulnerable you are, you know? And I'm sitting here, I'm looking at this meeting in the background. Yeah, those guys who were at the beginning, they were kind of dressed like Kristoff's people, but also at the end, Brugel's people were kind of dressed similarly, if you look at it. But I mean, they're having the conversation. Negan sees the kids and, the women. And of course, like we said, Negan's rule, no women, no children. We don't harm them. So he's sitting there really trying to talk this out with Christos. Like, okay, I understand you're trying to protect your people. I get it. This is what's going on. Maybe he was like, you can't sit on the sidelines if New Babylon gets here because even if we fight, if they win, who do you think they're going to leave you alone just because you stayed out of it? He said, no,
Absolutely
these
not.
people are horrible. And as we see later on in the episode, these people are horrible. You're going to have to take a stand.
At some
And it
point.
seems like Christos is this far away, just this much from agreeing. And then here comes the Croat, all big and bad because you found a knife. And not only that, we find out the methane tanks have been going since they got in there. So he was planning on killing them regardless.
Right.
He just wanted to see, I guess, how Negan was going to play it. And once Negan
But he
figures,
want Negan to be old Negan so bad. He want Negan to be old Negan so bad. And it's like he can't get what he
and
wants.
when, like, you really think that if you get the old Negan back, he's going to look at the way you manipulated the situation and be like, oh, yeah, we cool. Like
Absolutely
you
not.
got the other guy, what was his name? Victor, you got him killed. You really think I'm just gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, so you were a snitch and you were, the little devil yapping on my shoulder, saying all of this stuff, manipulating the situation, giving the Dama the means to put me in this position, and we supposed to be cool. That's why when he was talking to the Croat, he was like, look, why does she treat you the way she treats you? Why do you let her treat you the way uh, she treats you? He's like, look, I don't like this. I got your back. And I was like, oh,
You ain't got no bag.
When he said, I got your back, I said,
From way over there.
I said, he finna do something sneaky as hell. Talking about some, I got your back. I said, something ain't finna be right.
He got your back from the parking lot, baby.
Listen, when she walked into that room after that argument they had, like like I said, her and the Croat kind of going back and forth, back and forth. When she walked into her room and she's turning on the candles and she's about to relax and she sees that rat flattened in the floor, I said that was Negan. But I thought he used Lucille. It wasn't until the end of the episode where you see him scraping the blood and the fur off his shoe. I was like, oh, he actually stomped that thing to death. But I guess, you know what? I guess Lucille would have been too obvious.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely. And he was I guess he's trying to kill two birds with one stone. He was like, okay, let me put her and the Croat at each other's throats, make them distrust each other. I just don't think he had in mind what ended up happening at the end of the episode, where they actually got into kind of like a fight, and he throws her into a rack of clothes. The rack of clothes falls on her, a wheelchair falls on her, or some kind of chair or something falls on her, her candles fall, and everything starts to catch fire.
That stuff said doop, doop, doop. I said, oh.
Right, like a Tetris board.
Yes.
And she's sitting there screaming for him. You just told this man that he is nothing without you and that you dragged him out of the gutter and you should have let him die. And now you come.
I wouldn't help you either. I'd have watched you burn too.
When he sat there, he was thinking about it. And he just kind of looked at her. I said, yeah, he finna leave her.
And he said he did church finger and dipped out on her.
Turned around and ran out the door. And she's sitting there with her arm in the air. And everything around her is on fire. I was like, you know what? I don't even feel bad. I don't think
anybody felt bad. I don't even think he felt bad.
Right. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the next episode, because the Croat is smart enough. Okay. He is a smart man. Mm-hmm. And I feel like also earlier in this episode, I think kind of what Michelle was saying, I think the last episode, 2 episodes ago, when we were talking about whether or not the Croat would be an alpha, whether he could be a leader. I think I saw a little bit of that earlier, because when he was talking about checking this and checking that, and the guy was like, do you think such and such happened? He turned around, he said, oh, so you think I was careless? You think I left this like this? You think I would really do that? And just the way he was walking up on the dude. Now, the dude could have easily taken him. He's young, he's strong. He could have taken him. That Joker was scared. And it was like Michelle said, the Croat is crazy. They know he's certifiable. So you don't know what he's going to do. And you probably don't know what kind of strength is really there in that body. Because when he put that guy up on, I was like, oh, okay, you're asserting some authority here, sir. Good for you.
But he can only do it for somebody who ain't the Dama.
I know. But I mean,
where's that same energy when she talking about your fresh suit? Where's that same energy when she say you look like a bellhop?
But it was just her and Negan in the room with him. So those are the two people I think who have seen him vulnerable. So it's like, and also he's trying to impress her, so he's not gonna say nothing. But if she were to do that in front of the other people, because now that I think about it, even if you go back and look at the conversations that she's had where she's kind of berated him, even when they've been around other people, she's never done it out loud to the point where it's embarrassing him. So I'm like, I think she has some idea like, okay, I can push at him, but there's a certain line I can't cross. Because I think she probably feels like, okay, if I cross this line, he's probably going to act as,
What are you going to do?
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. She probably doesn't know, because the fact that he went back at her not once but twice in this episode, and I'm not talking about just turn around and da 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 da. No, he yelled at her, he screamed at her, he got physical with her, and she every time she was jumping, like I said, oh, that's what it is. She's okay as long as she thinks she can control him. But when he gets to the point where he gets pushed too far, and he starts showing his own temper, that's the Croat she needs to be scared of. because he may actually do something to her.
Yeah.
Like leave her ass burning in a fire. I couldn't even be mad at him for it. Because I was like, you know what? She deserves it.
Oh, she deserves a lot.
Yeah.
She deserves a lot.
Couldn't even be mad. I was like, oh, run, Croat, run. So
she deserves way more. She should have had a better death.
I mean, she burned. It wasn't quick.
A house should have
And
gone her.
I know, I'm just saying.
She a witch.
I'm just saying. Fire seems to be like one of the worst ways you can die. And the fact that you can't do anything, you can't get up. Look, you're too frail to push the stuff off of you, even in a situation of life or death.
And the stuff wasn't it. One of them.
Right.
But
it's
you
like
need help
this
with that.
fire, unexpected superhuman strength. I see some motivation here.
See, it's on the. I'm looking at the fire part right now. And yeah, she could have pushed that off for her.
She could have scooted, did something.
Yeah.
But
he got down there to help her a little bit. Then he was like, nah, man.
Because in my thoughts, I was like, so you're going to help her out of this fire just for her to continue to treat you the way that she treats you? And then when he had that look like, what am I doing? I was like, okay, yeah, it's clicking for him now.
Yeah.
Like, I really don't have to do this.
And not.
So
I got some other place I could be right now.
Exactly.
And
like, look, let me go change out of this bellhop suit. I mean, she told me I looked ridiculous. Let me go change clothes. Let me go try on to see what suit is going to be good for a funeral. I'm just saying, he had a nice variety down there. And they were all in good shape. That's the other thing. I'm looking at them. She has on this nice black dress. He has on these suits. I'm like, y'all just been just keeping this stuff for what, a rainy day? Because these clothes look impeccable.
Where are you gonna get dressed up and wear them to? Because I'm sure they raided not their stores, department stores. And, he found, he went shopping because he ain't got shit but time. Yeah. So I'm sure he was out there putting pieces. Oh, this go good with this. And for her to say you look like a bellhop. And then remember, was it last episode when he was like laying his clothes out and making?
That was the beginning of this episode.
Was that this one? Okay, girl.
Because he was doing all of that while the technician was outside smoking a cigarette.
Let me tell you something.
That's why I said he was.
You got under that man's skin. You got him irritated, and you had him fucked up.
Right.
You talked about one too many suits, degraded him one too many times, and then when he saw, bitch, you need me. Even more so now that the little thing
now that you on fire,
he said, you know what? Never mind.
Right.
And left.
And I can't blame him one bit.
And now you a little crispy critter. Okay.
Rest in pieces to the Dama. Because you deserves no peace.
She deserves everything that happened to her.
Yeah.
She deserves everything that happened to her.
She really does.
She been waiting. It's been having her name on it. She deserved every bit of it.
Yep.
Yes, she did.
Okay. Speaking of people who got what they deserve, let's move over to the park.
And go.
Because we got to talk about this stuff. Okay. First of all, I'm going to need Hershel to stop lying to his mama. Because if you know anything, when Maggie sat on that bench and asked you about this drawing, you said it was a billboard. Yeah, that's right. It was something I saw in the city. Maggie is looking at you like you lying motherfucker. But okay, I'm gonna give you just enough rope to hang yourself. We're gonna see how this is. But they don't even get a chance to explore that because when they get back to the park, they're ambushed by the New Babylonian team. Come inside. Narvaez has,
Your
she's
favorite
taking
person.
control.
Mm-hmm.
Where's Roxana? Oh, she's been arrested as an enemy of the Federation. When she decides that she's going to join us, then we'll let her out. I was like,
you doing too much.
Here we go.
You doing too much.
Then she arrests Pearlie. And Pearlie is like, what did I do? Oh, you're a traitor. When you came back home from Manhattan, we threw you, we greeted you like a hero. You told us you killed the outlaw Negan. And that's not true. Maggie immediately over at Ginny, and Jenny's just looking at her. I said, you know what? I can
You need a whooping.
Okay, I understand Jenny's pissed. I do. But you would do this to Maggie, even though Maggie took you in when she didn't have to. She's been taking care of you for the last year. She didn't have to.
Unfortunately, Ginny is a child. And
And
children
I'm sorry.
one track mind.
You're not going to tell me this girl is
about
still 12. You
well,
are
she's
not about
12.
to tell me she's 12. That's when
But
Narvaez was like, you can't tell me this child is 12. She is not 12.
She's not.
These are old ass looking kids. If she is 12, I mean, because they think about it. Fear the Walking Dead, they was trying to tell us Morgan was 8. I was like, there's no way this is an 8-year-old child. Ginny is not 12. If she was 12 last season and a year has passed, it stands to gain that she's 13 now, at least.
Okay, 13 to 16.
Give her 14. Even give her 14.
They have one track minds. And unfortunately, her track put her on the fact that she want to kill Negan. So she don't give a damn she don't give a damn about nothing Negan did for her, keeping her safe. All of the times he protected her. She has a one-track mind.
I'm talking about Maggie.
No, but I'm talking about Ginny in general.
I know.
She feels like Maggie lied to her about the corn or the feed, whatever she found in the thing. Mm-hmm. So now she don't trust Maggie. Period. All the subsequent things that Maggie has done to try to make this girl realize, bitch, I'm on your side. I'm trying to make sure you straight. Ginny has a one-track mind. First time, her only goal, no matter what Maggie did, was I need to find Negan.
And the other part of it is, I feel like up until what happened in the courtyard, I don't think she understood what Narvaez's purpose was. Like, I think again, if she's supposed to be 12, she's very naive because I don't think she thought that Narvaez would actually kill somebody. And then she's sitting there in the courtyard looking all horrified when she sees them put a noose on Roxana. And she was like, and then once they kill Roxana and they put Maggie up there next, now she's starting to look horrified. But you don't even have time to look horrified because, of course, what is their ritual when someone dies? They do that moaning. And they did it very loudly. And you got walkers already at your gates. Now, here's the other moment that I was like, y'all are stupid. Y'all don't know what you're doing. How the fuck are y'all the police? Because you hang a woman, you take her body down and go lay her on the ground, and apparently you don't go through and stab her in the brain.
No, they didn't. I said that too. Like, y'all know she's gonna reanimate, right?
Who does that? Who doesn't do that?
Or maybe they thought, the devil's advocate, they thought, we gonna kill that one, but let's kill this one, and then we'll just do it all again.
No. Have you seen how quickly some of these people reanimate? I'm sure they have seen that at some point.
I'm just trying to say
that they stupid. And she big stupid. Because she should have been the first one to be like, oh, we got to do this. Because what happened with the other person who got grabbed in the trees when they first got there? She got bit in the neck. She died. What did Narvaez do? Stab her in the head. So you already know what's supposed to happen.
Y'all not doing the basic shit that you know to do.
So yes, that's another reason why she deserved what she got. Because that same one that she hung, that she didn't stab in the head, was the one that came back and got her ass.
That's true.
She got exactly what she deserved. But here you go. You got Maggie up in the news now. You got the people all around moaning because of Roxana's death. And Narvaez, let me tell you, one other thing that really irks me about her character, her motions that she does. Like she does these little hand gestures that's supposed to make it seem like she's so in charge. Like when she sent Maggie back out to go bring the Croat and Negan, when they were closing the gates, they had already started closing the gates, and she does this like this little gesture telling them to close the gates. Bitch, they already closing the gates. You late.
She wasn't
And
being
then
trained so bad.
when the walkers are coming in and they start taking down, like Roxana's people just literally sat there and let them come get them. They didn't fight. Most of them didn't scream. And she's sitting there doing all this. Bitch, this ain't the
You
time.
about to die.
Right. This ain't the time for gestures and sign language. Open your mouth and tell them folks to, what are you
Because at
trying to
this
get them to
point,
do?
you may as well holler and hey, move, run, something.
Right.
At this point, because they there now.
But then, on top of all of that, you got walkers killing all these people. You got one that's grabbed Ginny and then impaled her on a thing similar to Rick. Same thing that happened to Rick, but she got it in the side. All of this stuff is going on. You notice that Maggie is able to get down from the noose because Ginny, of course, comes over and frees her because Ginny was looking at everything horrified when they put Maggie in the noose, like, oh no, this is not what I intended. You dummy, this is why children should not play grown-up games.
What you thought was gonna happen?
So Maggie gets loose. Ginny is helping her, undo all the rest of her restraints. Here comes Pearlie. Hershel tries to run across to Maggie because apparently at some point during the whole execution thing, Hershel really realizes that he loves his mother and he doesn't want to see her die. So he's been trying to get at her, trying to get her. He finally breaks away. He almost gets to her. And then Narvaez grabs him, puts him in a headlock. And it had to be a strong headlock because he couldn't. I was sitting there looking like, Hershel, now I know you can do a little bit more than that. But the way I saw her when she was pulling him towards the gate, she had a lock on him. I said, okay. And again, he's a child. She's probably had training. She's probably a little bit stronger than she looks. So okay, I'll give it that. I'll give it that. But you're so busy trying to keep hold of him. You trying to shoot Maggie with an empty gun, and then you try to go through the crowd of the walkers and the dying people with Hershel. I was like, you are worried about the wrong thing
I
right
didn't
now.
think her plan through very well.
And I get it. A lot going on. Your plans didn't go exactly the way you wanted. But you are worried about the wrong thing right now. Having Hershel as a hostage to try to get whatever revenge, whatever
that's not
later.
gonna get you past the walkers. The walkers don't care about a hostage. They're gonna try to eat both of y'all.
They did try to. Now she was fighting them off and everything, but again, here you go. Dumb decisions lead to dumb consequences. Here comes Walker Roxana around the corner, and who does she bump into first?
That's who she should have been.
Narvaez. Takes a chunk of her neck, takes a chunk of her face. Then you got other walkers coming to her, and she's dinner. And the rest of them, Pearlie, Ginny, Maggie, and Hershel, they run back into the cafe, and they're sitting there. And then Hershel, okay, I will say this again, Logan Kim, with his face, it's like he was talking to Maggie, and then all of a sudden his face took on that dreamy look when he started telling her about the Dama. It's like he's looking at her, yeah, there was this woman, and I should have told you about her. I'm sorry. And Maggie was like, well, what is it about her? Does she have a hold on you? He was like, she was just nice. And she look, and he literally, she was nice, and she wanted to get to know me. Like he looked hypnotized. But
Yeah.
it was so painful to see Maggie's facial reactions because he was like, she was really nice. She just wanted to talk. And Maggie was like, what did y'all talk about? She just wanted to know things about me. And Maggie's face looked horrified, like, oh my God, I never did that. Yeah, we know. But this is not about to be a bash Maggie session. I'm gonna leave her alone a little bit
We
this
already
time.
know Maggie has dropped the Hershel ball.
Yeah, we know it. So we're not gonna
Largely. Big,
we're not
big
gonna keep harping on it, especially since she literally narrowly escaped the news today. We're gonna give her a reprieve for maybe an episode. We'll see what the next episode is, and then we'll go from there. But he's telling her, yeah, she was telling me about her plans for the city. And I don't know, I guess I found it inspirational. She wanted me to help protect it. And then Maggie's like, did you set that fire? And he was like, yeah. And then you find out what his train of thought was. He was like, I didn't realize all those people were there because again, they were conscripting people from other communities. Mm-hmm. So he probably didn't realize there were that many people there. He was like, I was just gonna set the fire, grab you and Ginny, and we could leave. He said, but all those people, when I saw all of those soldiers come out the water, he felt guilty about that because he was like, okay, I basically just contributed to the deaths of these people, which technically speaking, yes, but also no.
No. He gotta know he's not stupid. So he had to know that something was going to happen.
But I don't think he expected what happened.
No. See, yes, he does expect that to happen because the way that he's hypnotized, the way that he's in her graces, he knows her bigger plan. Mm-hmm. So he knows that there's something more.
Yeah.
We can't say that, oh, he don't know. Yeah, he know.
Because maybe he didn't know at that time because remember, he just sent the signal. He's seen her since then. So he could have learned something different by then. But I think he was sincere when he said, I wasn't expecting all of those people. I just wanted to grab you and Ginny and go home. So when I say it's not all his fault, part of that blame does lay with New Babylon too, because who the fuck told y'all to go on a boat? Like Maggie kept telling y'all, this is not smart. They're gonna know we're coming. They already, she told them they already know we're coming. So I'm not gonna lay all of that on Hershel's feet because New Babylon, again, I will say it, these are some dumb folks because Maggie literally sat there and told them, he already knows you're coming.
He did.
So I'm not gonna lay that at Hershel's feet. And even
but no,
part of that is his fault.
I wouldn't put all of it at his feet, but there is a partiality where he knows there's consequences to them. Yeah. So no, it's not all, but he probably got a fourth. Yeah.
But also we got to think about this. This is a child. This is an emotional child. This is a traumatized child. So there's a lot of things. This is a child who has been manipulated. So, I mean, I know. I'm just saying. I really felt like at that point he was kind of sincere, but then his face again took on that little dreamy look. And like it was like he was in a trance when he was talking about her. So I don't know what she did to him. She could have hypnotized him and been like, okay, so this is how you are anytime you think of me or anytime you speak of me or something, whatever. We don't know. Could be. I mean,
absolutely correct. You're right.
But it's
whatever it is, it's something.
It's something. Because I mean, like I said, his face changes so drastically when he talks about her. So, but at least he knows he don't want his mama dead, even though he has had his moments where he treated her like an asshole. He doesn't want his mama dead, and he realizes, okay, you know what? Some of these people, they're stupid. They're dangerous. And I mean, he even said that the Dama said that about, and that's the other thing. She said that about New Babylon. She said that they were dangerous. And it's almost like and he stopped. And I was like, it's almost like she what? Like, I wonder if she had some kind of connection to them or had a connection to them. Because the way he started that sentence off and he just kind of broke off. He said she said New Babylon was dangerous. It's almost like
he knows way more than what he letting on.
Yeah.
He done warned her for a reason. Watch out for your goddamn son. He playing you. You want to believe that Hershel is this great kid, but girl.
No, I mean, no, I don't. And I don't.
I'm not saying he's not a great kid, but
no, but he's not by his own admission, and by what we see of him. And Maggie even knows that he's not a great kid. Like I said, Maggie knew from jump that he was the one that set that fire. Now she may not have known why he said it, but she knew he said it. Now, was it to be used as a distraction for him and Maggie and Ginny to leave? Maybe. At this point now, I don't think we'll ever know. But she knows that he
don't know the Dama dead yet.
No, right.
Maybe once he knows she did, he'll tell his mama what the fuck. Because would the death break the hold?
See, that's the thing. If it's something like hypnotism or whatever, brainwashing, possibly, but I don't know. I feel like even if she's dead, even if he finds out that she's dead, I still feel like part of him will keep that from Maggie because it's something just for him. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And he hasn't had a lot of anything that was just for him in his life. I think that's one of the reasons why the Dama stood out for him so much, because she gave him things that were only for him. She gave him a room,
a whole elevator room,
a whole elevator that she recreated into a room. She included artwork and things that would, that would interest him, because she really paid attention to him as a person and not him as an extension of someone or him as right
with that experience.
Right. So I don't know. But the other thing is, how is he going to react when he finds out she's dead? Because if he's that attached to her and he finds out she dies, is he going to blame his mom, and them for coming back? Or I just, there's so many pieces to this little weird relationship between the two of them. And it's kind of like, okay, so how will that affect things when he realizes, oh, this is what happened to her? If he realizes, or if he somehow finds out that Negan was behind all of that, because like I said, at the end of the episode, we see Negan sitting in his little prison cell or his little crypt, whatever you want to call it, and he's cleaning
his shoe,
fur and blood out of his shoe. He was stomping that rat hard because he got that stuff all up in the shoe. But he's sitting there scraping that stuff off. So he basically was the architect of that whole thing. He put that wall of mistrust in between the Dama and the Croat, caused them to lash out at each other, which ended up turning a little physical, which ended with, the Croat slamming her into the things, her falling to the ground, things falling on top of her room catching on fire, and now she's, burnt to a crisp, barbecue.
Little crispy critter.
I mean, yeah. So I don't know. The next few episodes are going to be interesting to see what the fallout of that is, not just for Hershel, but also with the Croat and with Negan, because now the Croat is gonna, I know he's gonna feel a little guilty, even though, yes, I let her burn on purpose and she probably deserved it. He's still probably gonna feel guilty because, again, he feels grateful to her because she did save him, but at the same time, is he gonna sit there and think about it long enough to realize that Negan was involved in that? I don't know if he's gonna
he's gonna figure it out. He's not stupid.
Yeah.
He's not stupid. He's going to know that it was Negan. Whether he see him cleaning the shoe out, he catch him, mid scraper, he's gonna know because he know he didn't kill the rat.
Mm-hmm.
And who else can get that close to Dama to do anything?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Because he had to do it when she wasn't in the room.
Of course.
So, yeah, he had to be able to have access to it. Because I don't think if she was in there, she obviously she doesn't have guards.
She's not gonna let nothing happen to that damn rat. She love that rat.
But okay, then we're going back to the whole question of security. Why do you not have people guarding your rooms, even if it was just for the not even just for the rat? Those are your quarters.
Yeah,
you're the person that's in charge. Everybody in your group can't be happy with the way things are. There's got to be at least one person who may want to go in there, maybe do something, maybe whatever. Even if it's Negan, you've been antagonizing this motherfucker for a year. You really gonna leave your room unguarded and unprotected to the point where anybody can get into that room, could be waiting for you, could be waiting behind the door for you to come in? What is with these people and the lack of security?
They're comfortable. They think nobody's going to come into their domain and do anything to them.
Oh, well, I guess she'll
foolishly
learn. Well, no, she won't learn, but
Well, she learned today the hard way. She learned that the Croat said, "Fuck you, bitch," and
did.
And did. Mm-hmm. He did not care.
But
he said, "Who gonna check me?"
Right.
He got the hell on. He said, "This is for talking about my suit."
He really mad about this suit.
Really mad about this suit.
He might have been more. Look, he might have been more insulted about the. No, I won't even say that. All joking aside, he was really pissed off when she was like, "How could you do this after all the work I've done?" He was like, "The work you've done. What am I?" He was like, "A rat? Oh no, I'm less than a rat." What did she was like, "We'll finish this conversation when you're more yourself." I said, he scared her because she was sitting
because she was
shaking,
like,
and then she had to collect herself. "We'll have this conversation when you're more yourself." I was like,
yeah. And all it took was that little seed from Negan. She loved that rat more than she loved you because he already feels shitty because you done talked about his suit. Talking about he looked like a bill. He looked like, no, I put this shit on.
But not even just that. It's the little microaggressions that she's been doing. I don't even know if I want to call them microaggressions. She's been
They're very large,
very aggressive. Having him drive her around, which he probably doesn't mind as long as Negan was in the front seat. But no, you invite Negan to sit in the back seat. So now you make him a chauffeur. You basically are telling him you go to Bruegel's.
Be my helper.
Yeah, you go. Well, not even that. You go to Bruegel's, and your comment to Negan is, "He's too emotional. He'll fuck this up. So I need you to keep him alive." You basically are letting everyone know, "Oh yeah, he has a babysitter." Like, how many things do you think you can do to him, and how many times do you think you can insult him?
Oh, he say
before he says, "Burn, bitch, burn."
Disco Inferno.
Right.
Yeah, well, it took this last time because now she's a crispy critter.
So yeah, so the Dama is dead or burnt up. Christos and his people are all dead except what was the Croat said? I let the women and children live. How the women and children gonna live with all the methane? That's my question. But even if so, they were in the back room. The door was
closed. I was gonna say they were in the back room, but
even if that was the case, you've killed all the men that were protecting them, that was fending for them, taking care of them. I mean, at least y'all killed them and stabbed them in the head so they wouldn't reanimate.
That part.
Thank you for that.
It's like an Oceanside. Now you just have women and children.
Right. But these are all little children.
The
like
women
you
gonna figure it out.
babies in that room, toddlers in that room.
The women gonna figure it out.
They're gonna have to.
We already know it can be done.
I know.
We look, we know it can be done. It's gonna be hard for them to, get to that point and figuring it out, but we know it can be done.
Yeah, because the problem is now you have enemies with the Damas people or the Croats people now, I guess. Bruegel is still alive and y'all were at each other's throats. Then you have the other communities that we've forgotten about since the first episode. But not only that, you're in a city that is closed off to the rest of the world, which on the one hand could be a good thing, but on another hand, when you are young mothers and you have lots of children to feed, that doesn't leave you with many options. It's not like you can leave Manhattan with all those children, because those children are going to make you vulnerable when it comes to the walkers.
Sure.
You try to leave Manhattan, you're definitely going to lose some of those kids. So you're basically stuck now. There's almost no food because, again, Bruegel took all of your food. He took everything that you had. So, yeah, I don't think he really did them any favors in the long run, leaving them alive. But, I think that's the other part of Negan being pissed off and doing what he did to the Dama, because the Croat was like, well, she asked me to take care of it. He said, did she tell you to kill him? And the Croat didn't say anything. So I think Negan was like, all right, I got you, bitch. I'm about to go kill your rat.
And even at the end of the world, what does Negan say? People are a resource.
They are.
And he almost had him to where he was going to agree.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't let me do what I was sent here to do.
Yeah.
So now
because you was mad because you got showed up, and then you didn't even stop to think that, oh, okay, why would this man leave his knife? Like,
yeah,
who would be stupid enough to do that unless they wanted to get caught, or unless somebody wanted you to think that it was this person who did it?
Mm-hmm. You didn't even investigate good.
No, you just went off emotion. I mean, it's what the Dama said. A lot of what the Dama says, I don't agree with, but I do agree with her on some of her assessments of the Croat. He's very emotional. He doesn't really think before he acts when he is emotional. Now, if he's thinking about the sciencey stuff and all that, oh yeah, he can sit here, he can strategize, he can do this, do that. Put some emotion into it, he ain't good for shit.
Out the window.
And we see that in this episode. Yeah. So, but like I said, you got the Dama dead, you have Maggie, Pearlie, Hershel, and Ginny now with Bruegel, because Bruegel is the one who comes to the park. They kill all the walkers. His people kills all the walkers. And so now what is he going to do? Is he going to use them against the Dama and the Croat? Because I'm going to assume Bruegel seems like the type of person who is very resourceful. So he probably has figured out there might be some kind of connection between Negan, Maggie, and Hershel, even if he's heard it from other people, because I'm assuming he has to have a spy somewhere within the Dama's camp. He has to. Somebody who's able to tell him about the goings-ons and stuff like that.
He has a spy, period, if they was able to get into the goddamn
the park.
Not just the park, but getting into the park, getting into the satellite place. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
like mm-hmm. he has, remember, because I think he had said something about the people going into the park, so he got people that's watching.
Yeah. He knew, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So he already sneaking and having a watchful eye, because I'm sure he has spies out trying to find out where the methane is.
Oh, so, absolutely.
So it's not, even if they are at the park, he had people more than just at that park.
Mm-hmm.
More, because yes, it's a satellite place, but I need the main source.
Right.
So even if he knew where the satellite
the substation,
Yeah,
Yeah.
substation. I'm sick.
Yeah.
Like, even if they knew where the substation was,
Yeah.
I still need to get control of the main
Right.
location.
Because then I can control them too.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's going to be up in the air now because the Dama's dead.
Well, everybody don't know that yet.
But if he has a spy in her camp,
Yeah.
he'll find out. He'll find out quick enough.
But then now, in some sort of way, Negan gonna have to step up because if your family on the way, you have to be prepared for them.
Yeah.
Not gonna let nothing happen to them.
And he definitely is not going to follow the Croat, and he's not going to follow
Absolutely
Rufus.
not.
So yeah,
Oh, and then he's not going to leave. He's not just gonna leave either.
Especially not knowing for sure where Annie and Joshua are. Yeah. Yeah. So the next few episodes are about to get very interesting.
Yes, they are.
Mm-hmm. So
yes,
how many episodes are in this season? Was it 8?
11.
11?
Hold on. Maybe
no, 10, I think. I don't
it's
remember.
8. I'm sorry, it's 8.
It is 8. Okay.
8.
Okay.
My my AMC says 11 because it put the trailer and the recaps.
Yeah.
As episodes.
Okay. But yeah, so the next couple episodes, next few episodes, 6, 7, and 8, they're going to be very interesting.
This one would be the pendulum episode because something happened. We got a climax.
Mm-hmm.
What happens after? Mm-hmm. So what these next? So we got 6, 7, and 8. These next 3 should be action packed, drama packed.
Yeah,
and we go.
Because now you're about to fight for territory.
Correct.
You're about to fight over this methane.
Correct.
And then you have
Maggie and Hershel about to have some. Yep.
Yeah. So, and I think we mentioned this in the last episode, but they did get renewed for season 3.
Yes.
So obviously the story was picking up or something enough for them to say, okay, let's move forward. So I don't know, because all the people that from New Babylon that came with him are dead. Now I know that they still got people on the mainland, but I mean right now it's just Pearlie, and Pearlie very clearly at this point I think is sitting on Maggie's side, especially after his conversations with Roxana while they were locked up, because she absolutely would not capitulate. She was like, I'm not joining nothing. He was like, but they'll kill you. She said, and that's the problem. She said, you think death is the worst thing to happen. She said, that's how they control you. She was like, I'm not doing it. And she died for it.
Mm-hmm.
But
she said the next one to do it and the next one to do it. Baby, you may well kill them out. Just kill them now.
I know. But yeah, in a season that hasn't had a lot of deaths, we had 3 major ones in this show today, because you had the Dama, you had Narvaez, and then you had Christos, who was supposed to be like another leader. So I don't know what else are you gonna kill the Croat? Because
they're taking a page from The Ones Who Live and killing off all the people that don't matter.
But they've been doing it since season 1 in this show.
That's true.
They've been killing folks. And even though, we make the teaser about, when Rick and his people show up, everybody gets wiped out. That did happen in this episode, but it was not Maggie's fault. She just happened to be there.
Correct.
So
we'll give her grace.
We'll give her a little grace. But okay, 3 episodes left. And then Daryl Dixon is coming back for season 3 in a few weeks. And then we did find out at last weekend during San Diego Comic-Con that season 4 will be the final season for Daryl Dixon. So now
it better be a reunion.
There better be. They can't
get it no other way.
Right. But they also have the first, I want to say the first 4 minutes of Daryl Dixon season 3. They have that available online. So they actually, I think you can still find it on AMC, but they do actually answer the question of how they get from England to Madrid. You know, they kind of give it, and then if you watch I think the trailer, it also kind of explains it a little bit. So I was like, okay, that's the one thing I like about the Daryl Dixon show, because all of us are sitting here like, how the hell did he get to France? Then they told us how he got to France, and we were like, okay, I could actually see that happen. So the way that they kind of explain getting from, because they left France to go to England, and then they end up having to go to Spain. They end up in Spain. So we're sitting here like, why the fuck are they going to Spain if they're trying to go home? So they actually do kind of explain that. And it's like, oh, okay, that kind of makes sense too. So I like that about it. So I'm very interested to see what they're going to do with season 3. And then after that, I don't know what else we can expect, because we don't have any other Walking Dead projects in the mix. Daryl Dixon and the Dead City are the only 2 right now. I did see an article that said they will not be bringing back Tales of the Walking Dead.
They won't.
No,
I like Tales.
I think part of the problem with that one is they tried to do things a little too different, which I didn't have a problem with. I liked seeing different aspects of that world, but I think at this point, I don't know. The Walking Dead has always been very character driven and character arc driven. And with something like Tales, especially if you have stories about characters that we really don't know, and at the end of the day, in one episode, we really not going to care that much about.
Yeah.
It's just not going to work. So, I mean, y'all can always, like you said, give us a reunion, give us some more Rick and Michonne, maybe in another, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad at it, but I'm interested to see what they're going to do, or is this going to be the end of
it would have it would this is why I say it would have to be the end, as much as we wouldn't want it to be. It would have to be the end because of the way the ones that live ended.
The ones who live ended.
Because of the way that they ended, with them opening up the city, with them providing aid to everybody, why are we still fighting?
Yeah.
What would be the point? Yeah. Because we know they're now sharing with other communities, and if anybody wants to come in, we'll help you.
Yeah.
What would be the point of going anywhere else, at least in the United States?
Right.
What would be the point of going anywhere else and fighting over anything? Because
you know have that shit over there.
Because the CRM, leave
us alone with our stuff.
Correct. And we know the CRM has it figured out, because they have cars, they have tanks, they have airplanes,
helicopters.
These things run on fuel. So they have the fuel thing figured out. So it would make zero sense to have another story where basically the ones that live tell us how it all ends.
Yeah. I would like to see some kind of reunion, not just with like Rick and Daryl and Carol. Morgan was on his way to see him. I would like to see that. I would like to see what happened with the younglings from World Beyond, because remember, they were on their way to Seattle at the end of that show, and Seattle was the city that was about to be bombed in The Ones Who Live. So I want to see where their story is. What are they doing now? I
think they would have to have basically one big ass reunion show.
And you know what? I wouldn't be mad about that. You have Dwight and Sherry, who was talking about coming back and redoing the sanctuary. Of course, the sanctuary, the actual location is garbage. Now Negan saw that, years ago. But maybe they can go somewhere else, do something else. Maybe, there can be some kind of reunion there. I mean, it's been years now. Everyone has grown. Everyone has done things. I would really like to see Negan go and give everybody an apology, like a heartfelt apology, because I feel like at this point, you can't just cast them out, because everybody has done some horrible stuff. I mean, even with Dwight and Sherry, y'all left your children with this your child with this organization, and y'all were helping. So it's just, at this point, I would like to see some closure on all the characters if they're not going to do anything else. But they still have plenty of room to do other stuff. It's just a matter of what they decide to do and whether it's something that we want to see. I still wouldn't mind seeing Aaron and Father Gabriel do
Yeah.
some stuff. You know, you still can go backwards and tell stories from that time in between.
Yeah.
You know, so it just all depends. But yeah, I guess we'll see. Like I said, Daryl Dixon season 4. That'll be in the end of that show. I don't know if season 3 will be the end for Dead City. I guess it depends on what kind of story they tell. Maybe they'll go 4 seasons as well. I don't know. But yeah, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully Michelle will be back with us on the next episode. You know, it's the beginning of August. We're back in school, so lots of stuff going on. Michelle's a teacher, and then her and Anthony's daughter is a senior this year, so they busy. They busy. But she'll be back on the next episode. Casey, you have any final thoughts on this episode?
No. Mm-mm.
Narvaez is dead. And on that note,
Ding dong.
that is it for our show. You can find us online at www.fandomhybrid.com. We are on social media, on all the social media at Fandom Hybrid. You can chat with us on our Discord channel. You can watch our videos on our YouTube channel, and you can listen to us on all major podcast streaming platforms. Thanks for listening. We hope you join the conversation next time.